Welcome to the OnlyRoofers podcast. My name's Elizabeth. Vince is not going to be joining us on this episode today, but we are going to be interviewing Dashaun from Roof Hustlers. Welcome, Dashaun.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. It's been long overdue, so
yes.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, nice to have a Roof Hustler celebrity. I'm loving the
ma'am.
bow tie movement.
Thank you.
So where did the bow tie come from?
Like the cool and non-cool part about it, I don't got no cool story, right? So
Yeah.
first day I started knocking doors, no bow tie. And then the dude that was training me, I was like, tomorrow I'm going to wear a bow tie. He was like, you should. And I was like, all right. So I wore a bow tie the second day, and I've been wearing one ever since. But the even backstory to that, I used to rap, and we did a music video, and we all had to dress formal.
Yeah.
And I wore a bow tie, and then at the time, my kid's mom, she was like, you look good in a bow tie. I'm like, yeah. So that's what really got me wearing them. I'm like, oh, she think I look good in it.
Yeah. That's the best kind of compliment you can
Exactly,
get from your
right?
lady.
Yeah. So
I
that's
love
how I
that. Do you feel a different personality comes out with the bow tie?
Oh, yeah. I won't knock doors without it.
All right.
I've never knocked doors without it. Since I started wearing it, I mean, one day I left it at home, and I didn't have one, and I drove to I think it was like J.C. Penney and just bought a random bow tie, put it on, and went and knocked doors. But yeah, it's almost like what
changes? Like, how does the bow tie? Because everybody has something, right? Every famous speaker I've ever heard, everybody who has a story has something that they do.
Yep.
How does that change you as a person when you put your bow tie on?
So I heard Deion Sanders say one time, he said, you look good, you feel good, you play good, and then they pay good.
Mm-hmm.
So when I love to look good when I knock doors. So when I put on the bow tie, I just feel like it's almost like Clark Kent when he go into the booth and he come out.
Superman.
Yeah, but any other on my regular day, I'm like sweatpants, just T-shirts, nothing. But I would like go full blown to a restaurant in my door knocking outfit because I feel like I look that good when I knock doors in it.
Of course, it's confidence.
Confidence thing, yeah, confidence. And it's my What's It. It's a book called 100 Ways to Talk to People. And like you always got one thing with people like, what's that? What's this? What's that? And the bow tie, when I knock it, people like, you got a bow tie? And I'm like, yeah, and it just sparked conversation.
So where the hell are you from?
I'm from Florida, born and raised.
Yeah, but where are you from? Like, what's your story? How
I got into roofing? Or just in general?
No, like, who's Dashaun?
Dashaun. So I'm born and raised from Florida. I wanted to be a football player growing up. That didn't work, right? Started rapping when I was like 8 years old.
All right. What was your first rap song about?
You gonna take me there?
Yeah.
First rap song, I was in fourth grade, media center, and it's silly, but it's Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan got hit with a frying pan. You know what I mean? It's just something back in the days. But yeah, we used to
Yo, that's the new mix right there.
Media center. You remember Library Center in elementary school?
Yes, I love that.
Last 5 minutes, my library teacher used to let me and my homie get up in front of the class, and we used to read our raps all the time.
Wow.
Yep. And then did music up until about 26, got into sales at 25. And I battled between both because I thought my passion was making music. And I learned that my passion wasn't making music. My passion was performing. And then I got into sales, and I'm like, it's just another form of performing. So I just brought it over.
Do you miss music?
Yeah. That's why we did the music video.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we did the music video. I love it because I did it since I was 8. So it's hard to put something down that you really love doing.
Yeah, it's where your heart is. I could even see it in you when you're talking about it.
Yeah,
you can see it touches the heart. And I think everybody out there who has something, right? Because a lot of us are in roofing, but I'm an artist, right?
Gotcha.
I've done 3D modeling for balloons and painting, and that's my thing. And I used to have a company doing that, but I found roofing, and I was like, this is my thing.
Exactly.
So how do you kind of keep that balance, right? Because you identify with music. So do you listen to music still a lot? Does it hype you up? Is there a playlist? What is it?
So I still listen to the podcast, the personal development, right? But I grew up on Lil Wayne.
What's your favorite rap song?
I grew up on Lil Wayne. First album I ever got was Lil Wayne Lights Out when I was 8 years old.
I love that.
Yeah, so I grew up on Lil Wayne, all his mixtapes. Love Rick Ross, love Trick Daddy. I'm so Southern, so I love Southern rap. Ludacris when he first came out.
Luda.
B.I. No Limit, Master P, Silk the Shocker, just all of those good people. So I grew up on all of those good music, and then believe it or not, I built the brand around like a hip hop swag.
Yeah,
That's
of
why
course.
Roof Hustle is the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, so I do my own intros on my YouTube videos. I make my own music.
Wow.
Even my first YouTube video, I used the Young Jeezy verse.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now that you're in this next phase of life, right? Roof Hustlers is taking off. I can see you becoming a huge brand in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're making an impact on other people. How would you suggest other people continue to be authentic to themselves, not lose their identity, find their own version of Roof Hustlers within roofing?
That's a great question.
It's a hard one too.
I say you look inward and then you project outward, right? I think most people look outward and then project inward. So they look what everybody else doing, and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I was like, nah, who am I? What Dashaun is? Like I said, I used to rap, so my first YouTube video, I came with a rapping verse, right? I'm from the hood. I don't do suits. Like, I don't do no suits. I wear Converse. I've been rocking Converse since I was 18 years old. You know what I mean? I get money. I won't buy no Gucci. I won't buy no designer. Do I like it? Yeah, but it's not me, right?
Yeah.
So I think
You can't relate to it.
Yeah. I didn't grow up around seeing it. Like the gold chain, because I bought the chain because growing up in the hood,
It's
all
common.
the hustlers had gold chains. So for me, it was a sense of accomplishment. I had to pull myself back from getting the teeth. I was about to gold it out with the teeth, but I was like, nah, we won't do
You want
that.
to know a funny story? So I'm actually was raised in the projects.
Yeah. You from Miami?
No, I'm from North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peter
yeah.
Pablo, sure, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I'm from the projects. When I was in 7th grade, I got my first set of gold teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a different person back then.
I love it.
But let me tell you, it's just all about not necessarily where you grew up or what your circumstances is. I love what you did, which is you're still not hiding that, you're still accepting it, which is something I struggle with, right? Because I don't even want people to know how I grew up. Like, I'm like sometimes embarrassed by it, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who are listening to this who could maybe feel like that. They're embarrassed of where they came from.
Yeah.
How did you move past it, right? You accepted it, you're like, this is who I am, who's Dashaun, but how do you get other people to, like, now you put on your bow tie, you put this on, and not feel like, oh, now I'm being fake? Right?
Yeah, so
because sometimes I feel fake. I'm like, dang, look at me freaking over here.
yeah, so the thing about it, I'm still very connected with my hood, like where I come from, and they look at me as inspiration. They like, you came from where we came from, and then you stepped into a completely different industry, and you rock your bow ties, like you do your thing, and they love it. Like I got people that still sell drugs that like hit me up and be like, I see you doing your thing, man, like keep doing it. Because where we come from in the hood, little boys need to see other African-American men doing something other than playing football, rapping, and selling drugs. So it's a group of kids out there right now that see me selling roofs, and they're like, I can sell roofs?
Yeah.
I didn't know I can do that. So I look at it as like, I like people to know where I come from because I feel like it make you more relatable. Like when I go train
More human.
companies, I love to share the story of being I was like 7 years old, and I remember coming home from school, and like all our stuff was on the curb because we got evicted because my mama couldn't pay the bills. And I tell people, my kids have never experienced that, but I remember that all the time to keep me from ever like having to go back to that place. So I think coming where you come from is what make you who you are, and you never forget that. You know what I mean?
And now, like, this next part of life, right? You're creating an impact in our industry. How do you see yourself kind of changing that back to? Because I mean, I think you and I both know there's much more in store for you than just roofing, right?
Yeah.
It's starting with Roof Hustlers, but what do you feel is going to be that next step that's going to evolve you and push you to your next level? Because that's really what life's all about, is what is your next level to become your real potential? You're just scratching the surface now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I always tell people we just getting started. But I think that next phase is more responsibility. Eric Thomas said it yesterday, like taking more responsibility. And that means like taking the responsibility to connect with somebody like yourself. And what do I mean by that? Like really get like my like website and stuff on point, because I do everything organic, no marketing, I don't pay for no advertisement, but that's responsibility because I'm just running from it, right? But the real next phase is we about to start doing licensing, but so we want to have other people come in, teach them how to do the Roof Hustler ways, and put them out there in the market to start training the industry as well. Outside of marketing, we working on the book, The Epitome of a Hustler. And,
wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
When are you releasing that?
This year. It'll be done before 2022 over. I'm in the last part right now. Just been taking my time with it. But yeah, I think that next phase is, and then also speaking to a point of not just speaking to roofing conferences, but speaking nationwide. And it's never something I thought I wanted to do, but as I talk to more companies, they like,
you have a story.
Yeah. And just continue to keep pushing the brand. But I think getting to a place of high-level leadership training as well is like that next phase also.
I'm excited to see that. What would you say for someone who's on the other end of the screen, kind of as like your final tip? Like, look, this is where I'm at. Now I'm putting myself out here. Look what I was able to accomplish. Now you're on the other end of this. You may not have fully deep dived or identify where you want to be at, but if you do, this is how you should do it, right?
I love it.
Because everybody
right?
says, you said, right? Oh, where do you really come from? But how do you actually answer that question, right? How did you actually put this together, the Roof Hustlers brand?
Right. So that's a great question. The first thing I want to tell you is spend more time doing than you do thinking, right? So Grant Cardone said one thing to me, is like it's a gap in every industry. You fill that gap, you'll make a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. So I went home, I said, boom, roofing industry suck at training. Next day I said, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. What I'm going to call it? Roof Hustlers. I did all that in 2 days. Called a video guy. Hey, man, can you record for me? Yeah. When can you meet? Next Thursday. Boom. Let's get together next Thursday. Next Thursday, we recorded our first episode, right? So I like to tell that story, and I'm a firm believer. If somebody
Take action.
Just do it, right? It don't got to be perfect. Just do it, and you can perfect it as you go. But everybody think you need to be perfect, and then you put it out. So that's the first thing I would tell anybody, like, get started. Second thing, don't quit. Do not quit. Like, the way God built this universe, right? The law of the harvest. You only reap if you sow. You only reap what you sow. You will always reap later than what you sow, and you will always reap more than what you sow. And when I first started the brand, we was putting in work and getting nothing, like nothing. Mm-hmm. And then at one point in time, I stopped putting out content for 8 months. And I checked my YouTube, and I gained 800 subscribers.
Wow.
And I was like, what? I was like, I got a responsibility. So I got back to work and kept the momentum going. And now we in year 5 and like we can't stop this thing. So those are the first 2 things I tell you. Get started and don't quit. Because I'm telling you, it's people that's where they at in life, it's because they didn't quit. It ain't because they that good.
Yeah.
It ain't because they special.
Yeah.
It's just they kept going when everybody else stopped. And like I said, I think it's somebody out there that can coach better than me, train better than me, maybe even speak better than me, but they still thinking about it. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing it, and that's the only difference. So
thank you so much.
For somebody that want to get started, just get started.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for watching another episode of the Only Roofers podcast. We appreciate y'all, and stay tuned for the next one.
Much love.